Janelle's got Garrison working and involved in a social life. And Gabriel is also involved in a social life. I believe he's got a girlfriend. I do not think the family should get together.
You're saying that we're going to have to stay this way the whole summer. Okay, so...
I'm not saying that. You're jumping to conclusions.
Well, okay.
Some of the attitudes I'm getting from the family don't give me peace about their behavior when I'm not around. I'm sitting here questioning whether I should even be going from house to house.
Then what the hell are you saying? That there's no way that we could ever be safe with more than one person moving around? Well, he's saying that we will live the way that we're living now for indefinitely until this thing is over.
Me going from house to house is the one safe thing.
I've had pneumonia, and I'm a high risk because I've had pneumonia.
I actually believe there are other members of our family that are high risk too. I don't know if it's my place to say it.
Janelle Brown is putting down some permanent roots with a new home after Kody Brown split. Janelle Brown is calling a new place her forever home following her split from ex-husband Kody Brown. "Not West Virginia but my new home," the Sister Wives star, 55, captioned a December 19th Instagram reel. The clip, set to John Denver's 1971 song Take Me Home, Country Roads, showed miles of vacant land, including several trees and unpaved roads. "Finally putting down some permanent roots. Doesn't look like much yet but it will," her caption continued, making note of the undeveloped space. "I like the wild feel that it has now and we are planning for many acres to stay that way for the benefit of the wildlife." At the end of the post, Janelle tagged Tider Farms, a company she founded with her daughter Madison and son-in-law Caleb Brush, after the reality star decided she had a vision of retiring to a place where flowers bloom and the serenity of nature. Janelle introduced fans to Tider Farms in a September 22 Instagram post of the trio looking ecstatic as they posed for a group photo outdoors. "I am beyond excited to finally share our passion project with you, Tider Farms," she announced. "We'd love to invite you to come along on this wild, messy, and beautiful journey as we build Tider Farms from the ground up," Janelle wrote, adding that things are not always glamorous when starting a business, but there's plenty of sweat, dirt, and learning along the way. "Every single step is getting us closer to something truly special. We're turning hard work and heart into something beautiful, and we want you to be a part of it all," she wrote. Before ending her caption, Janelle shared the Tider Farms motto, "Building beauty from the ground up." Before launching her brand, the TLC star explained why she was still living in Flagstaff, Arizona after she and Kody announced their separation in December 2022. "One of the reasons I like living in Flagstaff is that 3 of my 6 kids are here," she confessed in a November 2023 Instagram post. "I can randomly get a visit from Gabe or Garrison and Savannah is still at home with me." In March 2024, Garrison died by suicide at age 25. Janelle and Kody married in 1993, making her his second wife in their plural marriage after Mary Brown. Fellow sister wives Christine and Robyn later joined, though he's now only married to his 4th wife, Robyn. Christine Brown calls out Kody and Robyn for premarital S**X. Did Sister Wives stars Kody and Robyn Brown engage in premarital sexual relations? It's a question that many viewers have hotly debated since season 1. To this day, the couple fiercely denies that any physical intimacy ever occurred before their trip down the aisle. Even so, most fans weren't convinced. And as it turns out, family members didn't necessarily believe them either. In a clip for the upcoming tell-all, Christine Brown Woolley seems to suggest that Kody and Robyn have been lying to everyone for years. The Sister Wives tell-all promo piques interest in Kody and Robyn's history. It's been several weeks since the season 19 tell-all emerged on the internet. However, there's still no solid premiere date for the new episodes. Even so, many viewers are still discussing content from the teaser. Near the end of the clip, Christine vents her frustrations with Kody and Robyn. None of the 3 original wives appreciated how Kody doted on Robyn, but Christine seems to hint there was more than just sweet words exchanged between the two. "We've all seen their engagement photos. I wonder how close they got before they were married," Christine says in the tell-all before flashing hostess Sukanya Krishnan a knowing smile. Kody and Robyn always adamantly maintained that premarital sex was wrong, therefore they wouldn't engage in it. But Kody has previously revealed that he did have a sexual relationship before marrying Mary. Naturally, Sukanya Krishnan wants to dig into his past on the tell-all. But the father of 18 isn't having it. He won't stand for any speculation about his intimate life. Okay, listen Suki, I wanna shut you down now, Kody rudely informs her. In turn, the hostess blinks in bewilderment just as the promo ends. Fans dissect an intimate photo of Kody and Robyn Brown. As fans wait for Sister Wives Season 19 to resume, many are rewatching old seasons and discussing the Brown family's past. Several think Christine was onto something when she brought up the scandalous engagement photos in the tell-all. Christine is right about the engagement photo, one social media user wrote, noting they were glad Christine brought it up in the tell-all. In the photograph, Kody sits on the hood of a car while pulling Robyn tightly to his chest provocatively. The setting sun peers through the space between them. The social media user didn't detail how they verified the image as an engagement photo. However, it is clear that it's an early snapshot of Kody and Robyn. Their silhouettes strongly resemble their Season 1 selves. On top of that, Kody's hair is visibly straight here, while he wears it in tight curls in recent episodes. In the comments, some strongly believed it was a photograph from the earliest days of their marriage, not an engagement photo at all. But either way, it seemed to be a bit over the top for a couple who loudly preaches modesty. And we have all suspected this with Kody driving 5 hours one way to spend the weekend with Robyn, pre-marriage, while leaving 3 wives and 12 children behind. The hypocrisy is unreal, another social media user wrote. Sister Wives Kody Brown ghosted Mary after she texted about officially terminating their marriage 450. Mary Brown was officially granted a termination of her marriage to Kody Brown during the Sunday, October 13th, episode of Sister Wives. It's been an interesting year, Mary, 53, said to the camera. I really felt like that he was just doing everything he could to have me be the one to leave so that he could say, my hands are clean. She's the one who left. Mary and Kody, 55, confirmed their split in early 2023. The pair were legally married from 1990 to 2014, divorcing in order for Kody to become Robyn Brown's lawful husband and adopt her children from a previous relationship. Kody and Mary remained in a spiritual union before officially calling it quits. Kody's marriages to second and third wives Janelle and Christine Brown have also ended. In Sunday's episode, Mary detailed her decision to move forward with the official termination through the church where we had gotten married. She recalled texting Kody that she had started the process to see if he had any input. He never responded to my text, she said. Mary drove to Utah for a meeting with church leaders, where she was granted what they refer to as a release from the marriage. It's basically the equivalent of a divorce, she explained. It was a very, very hard conversation. This is not what I wanted to do. This is not what I intended when I married Kody. Despite their past legal divorce, Mary insisted the spiritual ceiling of their relationship was still intact. She emphasized, when we marry, it is for eternity. That's the intention. Terminating their spiritual union means Mary and Kody have nothing else that keeps us together for eternity, she said. We are no longer married in any way, shape, or form. Mary further revealed that the release was granted on the grounds of abandonment, which she agreed with. However, she knew Kody wouldn't be pleased with that description. Robyn felt that if I waited on God, that things could change for mine and Mary's relationship, he told the cameras in a confessional. And that was advice that I took, and I waited. As time went on, I realized that it was never really going to work. Kody added, I'm sorry to Mary for that. I wish I would have figured it out sooner. Mary declared that she would be taking down every photo of herself and Kody following their breakup. Robyn, meanwhile, claimed Kody was emotional over the separation of his plural family. His shed tears about the fact that he and Mary are splitting, Robyn said. When the camera cut back to Kody, however, he seemed completely at peace. Oh, I'm absolutely relieved that it's done, he noted. It's sad. It's heartbreaking. But I am relieved that it's done. I had moved on a long time ago, but let's just be honest here, I was afraid of what she'd do if I ripped off that band-aid. Because Mary was never loyal to me, ever. Kody explained that his biggest concern was his reputation, adding, "When you get divorce, your reputation is trash." With the Kody chapter of her life behind her, Meri was looking forward to starting over. "I've got a lot of things ahead of me that I'm super excited about," she told the cameras. "Wasn't nice, wasn't fun, wasn't kind." 5 times Kody Brown said terrible things about Meri, and why the Worthy Up owner could never compete with Robyn. The dynamic between Kody Brown and Meri Brown has been one of the most talked about aspects of Sister Wives. While Kody has had his ups and downs with all his wives, his treatment of Meri has been particularly brutal over the years. From dismissive remarks to outright cruel statements, Kody has never shied away from making it clear that he no longer values his relationship with her. Some of his words have been so harsh that fans have questioned why Meri stayed in the marriage as long as she did. Now that she has moved on with her Worthy Up brand and is embracing her independence, the glaring contrast between her and Robyn Brown becomes even more evident. Meri once held a unique position in the Brown family. As Kody's first wife, she was the one who started this polygamous journey with him. She was the legal wife for over 2 decades before Kody divorced her to legally marry Robyn. This move was presented as a way to adopt Robyn's children, but in reality, it signified a major shift in Kody's affections and priorities. From that point forward, his treatment of Meri only worsened. Over the years, there have been multiple instances where Kody spoke about Meri in ways that were not just indifferent but downright cruel. One of the most memorable moments came when Kody admitted that he had no interest in being with Meri and described their relationship as non-existent. He coldly stated that he didn't consider himself married to Meri and that he wouldn't care if she decided to move on with someone else. This declaration wasn't just a private discussion between them, it was aired on national television for the world to see. The sheer bluntness of his words left fans shocked and outraged. Even if their marriage was struggling, many believed that Kody should have handled the situation with more respect. Instead, he seemed eager to publicly humiliate Meri and distance himself from any emotional responsibility. Kody has also openly mocked the idea of rekindling a relationship with Meri. At one point, he mentioned that he would never feel comfortable being romantic with her again. This wasn't just an offhand remark, it was a clear declaration that he had emotionally checked out long ago. While Meri held on to hope for years, believing that there might be a chance to rebuild their relationship, Kody ensured that everyone knew he was done. His refusal to even consider the possibility of reconciliation painted a painful picture of rejection. It became increasingly evident that no matter what Meri did, she could never compete with Robyn in Kody's eyes. Another instance of Kody's brutal honesty came when he described his relationship with Meri as not nice, not fun, and not kind. These words weren't just an expression of frustration, they were a complete dismissal of any value their marriage might have once held. Meri had been there from the beginning, helping Kody build the family and supporting him through years of struggle. Yet, in a few simple words, he reduced their entire history to something negative and worthless. His cold approach made it clear that he didn't see Meri as an important part of his life anymore. In one particularly painful revelation, Kody confessed that he regretted marrying Meri. This statement was one of the most hurtful things he could have said, considering that she was his first wife and had been loyal to him for decades. For Meri, this must have felt like a complete erasure of everything they had built together. It wasn't just about their failing relationship, it was about Kody acting as if their entire past was a mistake. This level of emotional cruelty went beyond the typical struggles of a broken marriage. It showed a deep lack of regard for Meri's feelings and dignity. Kody also took things a step further when he implied that Meri had been manipulative and unkind in their marriage. This characterization was not only unfair but also a stark contrast to how he described Robyn. With Robyn, Kody has always been protective, praising her for being understanding and loving. Even when Robyn expressed concerns or disagreed with him, he never spoke about her with the same level of disdain he reserved for Meri. The double standard was glaring, and it became clear that Kody was determined to rewrite history in a way that painted Meri as the problem. The reality is that Meri could never compete with Robyn because Kody never gave her a fair chance. Once Robyn entered the family, Kody's priorities shifted entirely. He went from being a husband who tried to balance multiple relationships to a man who was clearly focused on one woman. The emotional and financial investments he made in Robyn's life were undeniable. From the lavish home he bought with her to the way he always seemed to be by her side, it was obvious that she was his primary focus. Meanwhile, Mary was left to navigate a relationship that no longer existed. Her attempts to reconnect with Kody were met with coldness, and her efforts to remain in the family seemed to go unnoticed. Even when she tried to build a new identity for herself through her business ventures, Kody's lack of support was evident. He never showed the same enthusiasm for her success as he did for Robyn's endeavors. The favoritism was impossible to ignore, and Mary was ultimately forced to accept that she would never hold the same place in Kody's heart. Despite everything, Mary has worked hard to carve out a new path for herself. Her Worthy Up brand is a reflection of her journey to self-worth and independence. It's a powerful statement that she no longer seeks validation from Kody or anyone else in the Brown family. While Kody may have spent years undermining her, she is proving that she doesn't need his approval to thrive. However, even with all of her progress, the wounds of Kody's words and actions still linger. No amount of business success can erase the emotional toll of being rejected so publicly and repeatedly. The contrast between how Kody treats Mary and how he treats Robyn is a constant reminder of where his heart truly lies. He has built a life around Robyn, while Mary has been left to rebuild on her own. Madison Brush explains why she went no contact with Father Kody Brown. The Brown family saga continues to unravel, and this time, it's Madison Brush, formerly Madison Brown, who is shedding light on her fractured relationship with her father, Kody Brown. For years, Sister Wives fans have speculated about Kody's strained relationships with several of his children, but Madison has now made it clear she has chosen to go no contact with him. This revelation has sent shockwaves through the Sister Wives fanbase, as it signals yet another crack in the already crumbling polygamous family structure. Madison, the daughter of Kody and his second wife, Janelle Brown, has always been seen as one of the more level-headed and independent members of the Brown family. While other siblings have openly expressed frustration or disappointment in their father, Madison has largely remained quiet about her personal feelings until now. With her decision to completely cut off communication with Kody, fans are left wondering, what really happened behind closed doors? Kody Brown's relationship with his older children has been deteriorating for years, and Madison's decision to sever ties is not entirely surprising to those who have followed the family's story closely. Over the past decade, Kody's increasing favoritism toward his fourth wife, Robyn Brown, has driven deep wedges between him and his other wives and children. The tension escalated when Kody became legally married to Robyn in 2014, a move that allowed him to adopt her children from a previous marriage but also signaled to the rest of the family that she was his priority. Madison was a teenager at the time, and while she seemed to go along with the changes on the surface, it's now becoming evident that the favoritism and shifting dynamics deeply affected her. Growing up in a plural family is already challenging, but when one parent begins to show clear preferences, the emotional toll can be devastating. Kody's decision-making over the years left many of his children feeling abandoned, neglected, or unimportant. For Madison, the breaking point appears to have come in recent years as she built her own life outside the Brown family. She married Caleb Brush in 2016 and moved away from the chaos that surrounded the Browns. Living independently gave her perspective, and she started seeing her father's actions in a new light. While she remained close to her mother, Janelle, she began to distance herself from Kody. At first, the distance seemed to be geographical and circumstantial, but it has now become an intentional and emotional decision. One of the biggest revelations about Madison's decision to go no contact with Kody is tied to the way he treated Janelle. As Sister Wives viewers witnessed over multiple seasons, Kody's relationship with Janelle went from distant to downright hostile. Janelle, who was always seen as the most independent and financially responsible of Kody's wives, began standing up to him more often. This became even more apparent when she refused to blindly follow his rigid rules during the COVID-19 pandemic, a period that highlighted his controlling nature. Madison, like her siblings, watched her mother struggle under Kody's unreasonable demands. She saw Janelle fight for fairness, only to be dismissed and gaslighted by Kody at every turn. This treatment did not sit well with Madison, and it likely contributed to her decision to step away from her father. The strain in Kody's relationship with Madison is not unique. Several of his older children, particularly those from his marriages with Janelle and Christine, have also distanced themselves from him. Madison's brother, Garrison Brown, openly criticized Kody's parenting, and their other brother, Gabe, had an emotional breakdown on camera after feeling completely ignored by his father.